about finale night. I'm happy. I'm so glad I was loyal and I stuck it through to the end because Julie done called Jackson out.
Mother Chen, you are a gangsta woman.
Oh, Julie.
Julie Chen.
I love you, Julie Chen. I love you so much. Yes, thank you. Thank you for making my finale night an amazing experience. Because I definitely didn't want Mr. Jackson to win, but I loved how defeated he was walking out of that house, even though he actually won $500,000.
And I already know people are going to be on top of this, but today when I'm at work, I am going to meme the crap out of that image of him sulking out confetti. Jackson.
And Julie, like, rubbed the wound. Like, what is the phrase I'm looking for? She rubbed the wound.
She rubbed salt in the wound.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah. You know what I mean.
This is normal. Normal.
I try to. You know what? I'm really bad at phrases.
If she doesn't know the phrase, she just makes one up herself.
I start it and then it fizzles. Like a car that, like, backfires. That's me. He is so conflicted. And that is enjoyable. That Calvin always wants to be a camera hog. Do you see this cat? He's all about that vlogging.
Do you like my hat?
All right, let's get to the point. Everyone should know by this point that obviously, because we spoiled it right off the get, if you haven't watched, guess what? Jackson won, but I don't think anybody was surprised about that. So anyways, moving on.
Shocker.
So what do you think about Nicole and Holly duking it out on the days, the numbers?
I'm going to tell, so what's sad, I like watching the Big Brother feeds when I can, and she gives me updates when I miss them, but had I not already known how that was going to play out, I would have saw that memory comp and been like, Nicole's going to win! Nicole's going to win! Like Holly beat Nicole at her strength. And no one can say anything about that.
There's something whack that was going around, and it happened too, but the feeds went down. Nicole fainted. She actually fainted during that comp.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wonder if they stopped the clock.
I think they did. So was that fully fair? I don't know, but whatever.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. But I'm so excited that Nicole won America's Favorite, and her reaction was priceless. She is such a genuine young lady that I don't think she even thought, I really don't think she thought she would get it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Because then,
Your face looked blank.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was listening to the dogs out there, and I was like, do I need to go save the puppy? Oh. But Cliff was like, looking, he ran up to her and hugged her. He's like, I told you you were going to win it. I told you. So, like, she didn't think she was going to win it over some of the other house guests, I don't think. I think that was genuine, like, shock. And I also, like, the reason why everyone loves Nicole is because she actually loves this game. Her heart is in this game, and she's actually, like, a genuinely good person. Like, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to throw it out there. Like, when she was doing her exit interview with Julie, and all of a sudden she made eye contact with her mom, and she just, like, had that quick emotional moment. Like, these things right here, like, teared up. I was like, oh.
These things right here.
I was like, whoa, that hit me harder than I thought it would.
Yeah, it's so refreshing. She has been such a refreshing cast member.
Yeah, I saw a tweet on the old Twitter machine, and someone was like, breaking news, Nicole gets rushed to the hospital with a broken back for carrying Big Brother 21 all season.
Oh, that was a good one. And so appropriate. Mm-hmm. All right, so really quickly, let's move on to Holly and her gameplay. What do you think about Holly's gameplay in general, even though she didn't win? What do you think about that?
Well, okay, so when you ask that question, I know that you're talking about, like, during this
whole season.
During the whole season, I'm gonna include the ending. So you can have, a decent, like, you have a decent game throughout the whole thing, but if you can't punch in the final part of it, that's where she let us all down. So did she have a little bit of an argument? She did. And none of us know what it is because she just talked like this over and over and over during her final questions. And it was like, Holly, did you even prepare for this? Like, you're repeating yourself. Like, you're answering the question with a sentence, and then you're repeating that sentence 5 different ways, moving the words around until Julie tells you to stop talking. Like, she had a legit chance at winning, I think. And
yeah, I do.
Because
I think that too.
She won 2 HOH competitions. She took big shots at big competitors, and she held back Jackson from blowing up their game. Like, and I know she kind of, like, touched on those a little bit, but she was so, like, frazzled and she ruined her own exit interview. And which, as you can ask her, like, after the second question, I was like, she can't win. Like, because she can't even answer a question right now. Her gameplay, I think, was admirable. Was it enough to win Big Brother? I mean, she hid for too long. I think she came out from behind Jackson way too late. There's too many people in the jury house. Too many people didn't experience her. She's like, well, I waited until I needed to win to win. Well, yeah, no one witnessed it. They were in the jury house. Like,
Yes.
I think you need to start building your resume, like, at the halfway mark, not the final 5.
I feel like she used that, though, as an excuse. She was hiding behind Jackson. I don't know. I don't really believe that. I think if Jackson wasn't in the game, I don't think, and Holly did not get in a showmance, she would not have been hiding behind people. I truly would have liked to have seen, and I think I've said this before, I would have liked to have seen Holly play this game minus Jackson, because I think everybody would have really liked Holly if she didn't get in a showmance like Jackson, who is a very unhealthy individual. The other thing that I wanted to say about Holly was that I do think, you might have said this, I think she was a good competitor as well. So she probably should have played that little card a little bit more than saying that she was hiding behind Jackson.
Yeah, because she only said one time briefly that even the competitions that she didn't win, she was like a close second, like she was right behind Jackson. And, that could be a good point. She's like, I beat most of you in all the competitions, but then when it was just my group up, it's not smart for me to win and get the blood on my hands. So once I hung in long enough to where it was my... Why can't I think of the word right now? I keep thinking like group, guild. I'm like, wait.
We're gonna make up a word.
Alliance.
Okay, yes, alliance.
When it was just like their alliance left, she can drop because there's no reason to win. Like she could have said something like that.
She could have as well. And when they walked out holding hands because they planned to do that, I was like, run for the hills, Holly, run for the hills now.
Oh my God! Like let's like when Julie was like, so now that Big Brother is over, what's in your guys' future? Jackson's like, we'll just take it one day at a time. Like
he got 99 problems and a bitch ain't one. Because he said something about, I don't know.
No. Holly's the one saying that.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Like, seriously, dude, like, I don't know how your mom and your dad treated or raised you, but, like, you have no clue how to treat women. You think you do. You have no clue how to treat women. I know how to treat women, and watching you for 99 days was like ripping duct tape off my arm hair over and over and over again. You don't know how to treat women. You suck at treating women.
I have a question for our viewers as well as Sean. How did you like Jackson's trained and rehearsed responses to everything? Because I'll tell you this, they didn't all fit. They didn't all fit, and I knew he was going to do that smoke and mirrors thing. But at this point... he was a shoo-in to win. He was going to win anyways. It doesn't even matter what the,
What makes a good politician? A good politician can answer tough questions without answering the question. So I'm not going to fault him for that. Like, at that moment in time, like, that's exactly what he needed to do. He needed to get the heat off of himself so he could still win the game.
Yeah. And
he diverted the questions, and he answered the question the way he wanted to answer the question. That's actually a brilliant tactic. Like, he is a smart dude. If he had a heart, we would all love him.
Yes, and so we'll go on to all the really enjoyable parts about tonight, or last night. The most enjoyable parts about last night was when Tommy said, hey, Jackson, how do you feel about me telling you that you haven't treated the women in this house with respect? They feel a bit degraded by you. And I didn't quite hear an apology from Jackson. Now, did you, Sean?
No, and I brought that up to you at the time, like, and I love. I know. I don't want to get ahead of Kemi, but Kemi's response fits what we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
Like when Kemi was like, "Well," Julie was like, "Kemi, do you forgive them?" And she's like, "Well, in order to apologize, you need to know what you're apologizing for. So I can't."
I absolutely love Kemi. I love Kemi, and I loved looking at her face every single time they would like pan back to her after Jack said his. His was the only one that I was like, I might buy, but I highly doubt it. He's probably, thank goodness I'm out of the hot seat. I'm out of here,
I bet you Jack's a good person. Like, I really do think that. And because his reaction to his exit interview and then his reaction to this, I don't think... he got caught up into it due to immaturity and the gang mentality where you're surrounded by it, so you join in. That doesn't make it right, and that's not an excuse. But what I'm saying is he's owning up to it. Like, afterwards, he's like, oh, crap, I did do that. When he was asked the question, he was like, that is not who I am. That is not my character. I'm humiliated, and I cannot apologize enough. It's like, yes, that is the only acceptable answer. Yeah. Because then Christy and Jackson are all like,
I'll tell you this. I have always, been probably the only person in the entire universe who has been semi-supportive, well, actually supportive of Christy, her response was a piece of shite.
Oh.
I have lipstick on, so I didn't do that. It'd be all over my face. But I did not like Christy's response. I did not like Jackson's response. But I loved Kemi's face when she was listening to their response. That was golden.
And to add on to that note, David, Ovi, Kemi, like, my favorite part of finale. Like, the losers of the game were the winners on finale night. And
yes!
the number one winner, Ovi. How he wasn't in the top 3 for America's favorite only has to be because he wasn't in the house long enough. Because dude is a champ. Like, I know that's not going to happen. But if Big Brother can find a use for Ovi, that would just mean the world to us. Like, you know, I know there's a lot of fans that love Ovi. And, like, what I love about Ovi is when he was talking about the bullying, like they're right there. Like, they're in the same room looking at him, making eye contact with him. Jackson's up on the monitor looking at him. And you can hear in his voice was shaking. Which I don't think it was shaking out of, like, scaredness. I think it was shaking out of passion. Like, it's something that really meant a lot to him. And, you know, just all 3 of them just sticking to their guns. And CBS allowing them to have the floor to, like, talk about what we've all been talking about for 90 days now. And highlighting it and not hiding from it. Yeah, like, that was the only acceptable way CBS could have done. Was it an awkward finale? Like, were there moments? I'm not going to lie. Like, I don't like confrontation, and there was times where I was looking away from the TV because I felt so uncomfortable, and I caught myself doing it, and I laughed a little bit, but I loved it because it needed to happen. Like, CBS needed to, like, call out the BS, make them answer for their actions, let the victims speak up for themselves.
Yes.
It was beautiful. It was awkward and beautiful.
It was a season full of, I think, very abusive, immature individuals. And they even called Nick out. That was amazing. His face, he did not know what to say. He was just like, oh my
God, I just said, I totally left out Bella. I'm sorry, Bella, because
Bella's answer was great,
because everyone was, like, speaking, like Ovi and David and Kemi, they were all speaking. Kemi said one sentence, and it hit Bella said one sentence, and it hit just as hard as all of them. No woman should be ever made to feel that way.
Boom.
It was like,
boom. Say what you want to say about Bella.
All Nick could do was this.
I'm sorry. My wiener was controlling all of my actions. That's what he should have said, because that's the only acceptable answer to me. Okay.
I love the fact that CBS, like I just said, I love what they did, and it was so Shakespearean for Jackson. None of us wanted Jackson to win, except for the person that keeps giving our videos a thumbs down. That's the one Jackson fan in the world. But no one else wanted Jackson to win. And the fact that he won, and we still felt good because he was just, like, grilled by Julie, grilled by everyone else, and he walks out pouting, confetti shooting, and he's like...
Yeah, was that not, like, okay, everything aside, like, you know, that we just talked about, that was the most awkward, like, flashing lights awkward win I have ever seen, but I loved it.
And I hope we see a public apology from him after he goes back and reviews the footage. I hope.
He was making so many excuses, it wasn't even funny. And there was not really any apology. He says he knows who he is. He has no clue who he is.
No.
Both Holly and Jackson were saying, you know, the integrity thing. And I know that that's what Cliff has a big issue with. And that's what I have a big issue with, because he doesn't have it.
Yes. And
he doesn't have it.
And the most amazing, wonderful ending to this whole season, Nicole winning America's favorite. Like, that is the absolute... That, to me, felt like the true winner of the whole show. Like, when she won America's favorite, and, like, she just was so excited, and everyone was excited for her, and she was lifted up and carried off the stage. And then, I don't know, you had to have been watching, okay? Like, you had to have been really looking. I was looking because I had a funny feeling it was going to happen. But as soon as the show ended and everyone did their group embrace, Nicole's mom freaking beelined. She even tripped going up the stage, and she was on that stage like a freaking bull, just grabbed her and hugged her, and it was so cool.
Yeah.
You could tell that she's got an amazing family, and she's an amazing person, and she's the winner this season. I don't care who the...
Yes.
I don't you know, it's going to go down as Jackson won the season? No. Nicole won the season.
Yes, and when Julie said she's a true butterfly, I feel like she mentioned that because she's the one in the house that had the true growth. And don't forget that Big Brother is a social experiment. Mm-hmm. And I think there is something to be said. Oh my gosh, this is a perfect example. This Big Brother season proved one thing, that you can be someone who is totally unevolved, treat people like crap, and still win the game, because he did win the game fair and square. So the fans of Jackson, I will say that, he won the game fair and square. However, he is not not the person that he presents himself to be. He's not the person that I would like to see win money.
Right.
But guess what? What was beautiful about that is you saw someone that won money but walked out of the house feeling like crap about themselves because how they treated other people.
Yes, and
Do you see that?
And to respond to the Jackson fan that like blasted us on social media, listen to me. Like, yes, you can win this game being a jerk, okay? Does that make it right? Yes, you're the winner, but you just ruined your entire reputation to the whole country, and you won feeling like crap. So if you still think that's winning, okay, then you deserve to be a Jackson fan.
And fortunately, hopefully for Jackson, when he goes home, this is not all over for him. He's going to see all the backlash of his bad choices and his nasty behavior. And maybe he will learn and become a better person. But the big win is how Nicole was able to reflect on her experience, even though she didn't even do anything that should be shameful or didn't lack integrity or anything like that. And yet she still learned about herself. And I think that's why Julie was pointing that out. And that is the message that needs to go out into the universe. She was a stand-up girl. And I thank Big Brother now for fixing this up, because here you go. Even though, in my opinion, and I always say in my opinion because we all have a right to our opinion, even the people that love Jackson, you have your reasons. But for someone to win a game who has done people the way Jackson has is very disappointing. But thank you, Big Brother, for giving the people who were wronged by him, hurt by him, the opportunity to speak and say things that they needed to say and we all wanted them to say. And I thought it was really beautiful. It was a beautiful experience. I loved it. I really loved it. I thought I was going to hate it, and I'm glad I watched the ending.
Yep. And so, in conclusion, my favorite thing that Julie said, we'll see you next summer for season 22. So I know there was a lot of rumors out there that this might be Julie's final season because her contract is up, and this season, was so like chaotic that they might not come back, but they are coming back next year. I'm applying. Let's get me on the cast.
Hold on. I told you before we started filming that you had 1 minute to give your speech. Zip it.
Oh, Julie Chen. Boom! Gangsta!
Listen, you guys, thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and we appreciate you. Check us out. We're going to be doing The Masked Singer. Basically, we'll probably put that out by the end. Sean wants to be a part of it, don't you know? But anywho, that's coming out at the end of this week. Please stay tuned. You guys have a great
Actually, the episode
day.
was yesterday, so it should be coming out like tomorrow.
Yeah, but because we're doing BB, we didn't have time for The Masked Singer.
It's been great. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Hang in there with us. We're going to keep doing more shows and challenges, and I got to go to work. I'm late. Bye.
Me too. Bye. See ya. Toots. All right. I'm out. Bye.